When you learn to combine Excel formulae together, you can create really powerful spreadsheets. Let's have a look at match and offset. Okay, so you probably know a few Excel formulae by now, and maybe you're wondering how you can combine them together to create more powerful spreadsheets and to begin doing things like business modeling. It's good to combine together match and offset if you have a very large data set and you want to extract a single piece of information. Let's have a look at how that works.
Okay, so this is what we're starting with. We have a table of information here, student names, term details, and the grade that they received. Over here, we have the name of the student in this cell, and we're going to change this. And we have the term in this cell. We're going to change this too. Now, what we want to do is when the student is changed and when the term is changed, the correct grade to appear in this cell. Now, initially, this can sound quite complicated. I would certainly recommend taking a look at our videos about the match and offset formula first. We can do this by combining the match and offset formulae together. First, we know that a student name is going to appear in this cell. We can use match to locate the student name in this list and tell us how many cells down the list that student name is. We can use match in the same way using the term cell. We can use the match formulae to tell us how far down this list the term we want is. So that will give us two numbers. It will give us a number saying how far down this list the student name is, and a number saying how far along this list the term is. We can then offset by those two numbers from this cell to give us the grade we require. Now that will sound complicated, so stick with it and watch me as I work through it. You will understand it by the end. So first we're going to put a match formula in this cell to tell us how far down this list this entry is in this cell. So we're going to go for match, open brackets, and we're going to look up this value, comma, and this is the range of values that we want Excel to look in, comma, and we're going to specify exact match. Okay, so that's our match formula. It's returning a value of 1 at the moment, and that's because student 1 is at the top of the list, or one cell into this range of cells. Let's change this to student 3 and see what happens. Okay, that seems to be working well. So let's also implement a match formula here, which will tell us how far across this list the term cell is. So again, we're going to go for a match formula. The lookup value is this cell, comma. The array or range of values is here, comma, and we're looking for an exact match again. And then close the bracket and hit enter or return. And then again, we can change the value in the term cell, and let's see if the formula updates. So spring 13, and it's returning 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's spring 13. That seems to be working well. If you'd like to know how to create these drop-down menus, by the way, have a look at our data validation video about drop-down menus. Okay, so we seem to be doing pretty well. We've implemented two match formulae, which are telling us how far down this list the student is and how far across this list the term is. So 3 and 5. Now all we have to do is offset from a reference point by these two numbers to return the grade we need. So let's try and implement the offset formula now. So equals offsets. open brackets. The first thing the offset formula asks for is a reference. So this is the anchor cell, and Excel will offset from this cell. So the anchor cell is going to be the top left-hand corner. And then it's asking us how many rows away from this cell should Excel go. We want the vertical match here, and then comma again. And now it's asking how many columns to go down. So this is the horizontal match, which is in D8. And that's all we need in this case. So let's hit return. Okay, so student 3 and spring 13 is returning a value of 48. So that seems to be working well. Let's try testing it one more time. So let's try student 2 and autumn 1-1 should return 67. Okay, so that seems to be working well. Just to recap, the offset formula is looking at a certain cell, which is the reference or the anchor point, and then offsetting from that cell. In this case, we've told it to offset by 2 cells down, 1, 2, and 1 cell across, which is why it's returning 67. Okay, so that's how you can combine match and offset together to extract information from a table. This should save you a lot of time and will certainly impress your colleagues.
Okay, so that video was quite complicated. I hope you were able to understand. I hope you were able to follow it. If you're having some issues, then have a look at the match video and the offset video. Once you understand how those formulae work, then you'll understand better how to combine them together. This is a really useful technique, and hopefully you'll find as you combine the formulae together, you're able to create more powerful, more sophisticated spreadsheets. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, do leave a comment in the comments section, and then you can always find us on Facebook and find us on Twitter too. So keep up the good work and best of luck with your spreadsheets.